Who is this actually good for, who should skip it, and is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? Those are the 3 questions I keep hearing when the ASUS NUC 14 Pro shows up in my inbox. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through why you might end up happy or frustrated once you plug this tiny box into your desk. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have is, can a mini PC really replace a full-size gaming rig? The NUC 14 Pro is built around Intel's latest 12th Gen Ultra 5 chip, paired with an Arc GPU that promises decent frame rates at 1080p and even 1440p in many modern titles. On paper that looks impressive, but the real test is what happens when you fire up a game like Cyberpunk 2077 on medium settings. In practice, you'll see smooth gameplay for most esports titles **Valorant**, CS2, Rocket League, and you can push Fortnite into 144Hz territory if you dial down a few shadows. The more graphically demanding AAA games will stay in the 3000 to 45 frames per second window, which is fine if you're okay with a slightly lower visual fidelity to keep the system quiet and cool. Now think about your workspace. If you have a small home office, a dorm room, or you travel a lot and need a portable workstation, the NUC's footprint is a major win. It fits on a shelf, can be VES mounted behind a monitor, and still offers up to 64 GB of DDR5 RAM and a 2 TB PCIe SSD. That kind of storage capacity means you can keep a decent game library, a bunch of 4K video projects, or a large photo archive without external drives. The SSD is fast enough that load times feel comparable to a full-size desktop. For a content creator who needs to edit 4K footage on the go, the machine can handle the timeline without constantly stuttering, provided you're not trying to render complex effects in real time. On the flip side, there are trade-offs you need to be aware of before you hand over your money. The NUC 14 Pro still uses a single GPU chip, so it can't match the raw horsepower of a dedicated RTX 3070 or higher. If you're aiming for ultra-high settings at 4K, you'll feel the squeeze. Also, the cooling solution, while advertised as advanced, is a compact fan and heat pipe system that can get noticeably louder under sustained loads. Think long gaming sessions or prolonged video rendering. It's not a full-blown liquid cooler, so the acoustic profile will be more like a busy office than a silent studio. For anyone who values a whisper-quiet environment, that could be a deal-breaker. Another practical consideration is expandability. The NUC gives you 2 M.2 slots for SSDs, which is generous, but you can't swap in a larger GPU or add extra PCIe cards. If you ever outgrow the 2 TB storage or need a dedicated capture card for streaming, you'll be stuck with external adapters. That's fine for most casual gamers and professionals who are comfortable working within a compact ecosystem, but power users who expect to upgrade components over several years might feel constrained. Let's talk about connectivity, because it's where this little beast shines. With Thunderbolt 4, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and support for up to 4 4K HDR displays, you can build a fairly elaborate workstation without reaching for a dock. I've hooked it up to a 27-inch 4K monitor for coding, a 24-inch 1080p screen for Discord and music, and even a portable 8K TV for occasional media nights. The experience feels seamless. The OS, Windows 11 Pro, detects each display instantly, and the Arc GPU handles the output without lag. If you're a streamer, the built-in Wi-Fi 6E gives you a stable connection that can handle 1080p uploads without dropping packets, assuming your router is up to speed. Who should definitely consider buying this? First, anyone who needs a powerful, space-saving PC for both work and play. That includes students in cramped dorms, freelancers who travel and need to bring their workstation in a backpack, and gamers who are okay with solid 1080p performance but don't need ray tracing at max settings. It also appeals to people who want a clean desk, no massive tower, no tangled cable jungle. If you already own a decent monitor and just need the computer part, the NUC 14 Pro can be a tidy solution. Who should skip it? If you're a hardcore AAA gamer who wants to max out every setting at 4K, or if you're planning to build a multi-GPU rig for deep learning or high-end video rendering, this box will feel underpowered. Also, if you're extremely sensitive to fan noise, you might be better off with a larger desktop that can accommodate a bigger, quieter cooler. Lastly, if you're on a tight budget and can get a comparable CPU-only mini PC for significantly less, then spending extra for the Arc GPU and the 64GB RAM ceiling may not be justified. When it comes to price, the NUC 14 Pro lands in the upper mid-range for mini PCs. You're paying for the latest Intel silicon, a solid amount of fast RAM, and the